All right. I think we are live. Perfect. There it is. Everything should be working just fine. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do some Ranger development. So if you guys don't know, Ranger is my video game that I'm working on. And so I am just setting things up. We're going to do some development, maybe some art also, and just work on it. Let me know if I need to change any levels with volume for my microphone or of the music. Just let me know. Okay. Just loading up the Unity project. It might take a few seconds, and then we're also going to load up the Visual Studios. And then we'll be ready to go. I'm probably going to work on the layer system for today. I'll probably be what we work on mainly. It's something I wanted to do in the last 31 days of game dev, and I never was able to actually finish it. So it'd be nice to open up the project again. This is actually the first time I'm opening it up since the end of those 31 days. I took a bit of a break. And so, yeah, it'd be nice to get back into that and check it out. So we'll see how that goes. Right. Making sure everything is doing good. What the channel looks like right now. All right, so there we go. That's the Unity project. Yep, everything's looking good. Looks like we've got everything there. Okay, perfect. So let's just quickly go ahead and play it, see if everything's still working just fine. Do we have any errors? Okay, so that's probably gonna be something we're gonna have to address maybe today. We'll see. Seems like everything is working just fine. Uh-oh. What is all that about? Oh, there we go. Okay, I was just too far. Yeah, so ledge hang still works. And we'll test, make sure, yep, we can still switch over there and go down, and we'll wall slide. Perfect. Okay, that is good news. So we are going to work on the layer system. So if you guys don't remember what the layer system is, it's pretty much creating a three-dimensional plane. In a lot of video games, there's the background elements, and those background elements you can't interact with them. But what I'm trying to do is make it so that actually our player can skip into the background, which I think is a pretty cool concept. I don't know, you guys can let me know what you think. But that's kind of one of the main mechanics of this game, is actually going to be able to switch through those levels and those layers, I mean, through the background and foreground and stuff like that. So yeah, let's take a look at the code, make sure that everything is still working well. I know that we switched some things up with the layer manager, because in the past we didn't have that. We did the script separation, and that's what kind of changed some things up. And then with the layer hang, or sorry, the ledge hang, that did some things too that we weren't able to fix normally. Let's make sure. Okay, so we've got the layer manager. Let me do this. I'm gonna try to increase the size Nope, that decreased it. All right, so you guys can kind of follow along with me. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not used to having it this big. Usually I work pretty small. So let's take a look here. If we duplicate this layer, right? Okay, let's get out of the 2D view. I'm gonna increase this a little bit. Get out of 2D. And we have to move it back by 5. So 5 is right now our layer difference. So now if we do that, will it let us actually jump onto... Oh, I see what's going on. They're both on the same sprite layer, the rendering layer. So we're gonna fix that. Just have to go into the individual sprite tile maps. Should be right here. Okay, so we need to change these to level 1. Okay, that should fix things. We might still not be able to jump though. Okay, so let's check the console. Does it detect anything? Okay, I think it's detecting still for the layer hang. So we're gonna just deactivate all of those debugs. That way, there we go. That way it just cleans it up a little bit. Need to make sure I know what we're looking at. Oh, first crash. That's exciting. Crashed it. All right. That's fine though. We didn't really do too much. Need to remember to save some more though. So you just have to remember to do that. Let me know if there's anything that I need to change. If the levels of the mic, the music, if it's too loud, too low, just let me know. I think everything should be working just fine though. All right, we're back. So we hadn't saved the extra layer, so let me just do that again. Speed run through this. All right, save that. We're gonna check the hero actually really quickly. So under the hero, we've got different wall checks, ground checks, attached to the hero. They're just empty game objects that we're giving significance to pretty much. So I believe, yeah, the forward, no, not the forward. The forward ground check? Yes, it is. Okay, so the forward ground check right now is hitting a bit low, isn't it? Let's check what is... Okay. And then the ground check though is underneath that. So we're actually gonna... Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. Completely forgot. I completely forgot. We need to... I believe it's in the game manager. Can't believe I forgot. We need to call the layer pretty much. We need to make sure that the the layers known. All right, layer 1. So instead of layer 1, we just need to put layer 0. Layer 0 is 1. What is... Oh, I see what's going on. No, we have to fix that too. Okay, let's see what it does. Hopefully there's no major issues. Okay, now if we check the forward ground check, still feel like it's not actually moving it down where it should be. No, that's right. You see, it's right. Let's see if I can zoom in here. It's right underneath, which is kind of weird. So if I... All right, let's go back to the basics here. Go to layer manager. So the way I was doing... Oh yes, I remember. Okay, so all of this was actually for the ledge hang. We were trying to change some things up so that it could actually identify the tile that we're on. And I believe that we actually were able to get it to work. To a point. It didn't work completely. It didn't completely work. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that it worked decently well. Tile data dot count. What was count again? Tile is not equal null. Okay, so right now it's checking the tile data. So we're using scriptable objects to contain attributes to it. So this is actually going to be helpful for when we are trying to do transparency. So like if we go into a cave, right? The entrance of the cave is going to have to kind of disappear, like transparency its way out of there, kind of fade. And so this would be helpful for that, because if we can figure out what tile we're on or behind, then it can do some stuff, right? If we have a tile that like attacks you from the ground, it can have that, and the player will interact with it and realize that that tile is hurting us. So this is good. I don't want to mess with it too much just because it's been a little bit of time and I don't want to mess it up. Let's try to find, I feel like there's another script somewhere that should actually be a little bit more. What was collision manager again? This was ground control. For the ledge, so like the wall hanging, sliding, all of that stuff was collision manager. Does collision manager also deal with the, I mean, I do see that we have the bools here for identifying what is the ground, like what's the layers behind it and in front of it. I don't know if that's exactly where we want it though. There's a wall manager. Does that do actually anything? I don't think this actually does it. Unless this is the thing that it does. But I think Collision Manager does all that, no? Yeah, wall control. So if I completely delete everything in here, will it create any issues? Let's see. You know, I need to tidy up as much as possible. Also, make sure that I'm keeping up with it because it is a very large project. It's taken me years already, and I don't want it to take more years of decluttering things. So everything looks good. This sure is not working. That's just the tile data that we were talking about earlier. Let's make sure that we remove these move block. Yep, not needed right now. What was the other one? Oops. I think oops is just another raycast hit. Oh no, it's dashing. Okay, it's just for us to figure out when we're able to dash or not. Okay, I'm gonna save that, just be safe. You know what? What happens? Oops. Undo whatever I did. What happens if I uncheck this? All right, check it back in. And then what happens if I uncheck that? Where is, okay, it's over here, right? Let's say, hypothetically, I were to leave it that way. Well, you know what? No, I can't leave it like that because that is one tile map in itself. So we're actually gonna have to just go off of this, that. Let's see here. You know what? I wonder. What if tiles were closer? You know? Like, I've always had them at 5, and I've always thought it was good size. But now I'm thinking, is there too much space? Is it too much? Will it make it harder to work in between? You know, how unrealistic will it become where you can just do one action and jump who knows how many layers, you know? Or not layers, but distance. How much distance between the layers? If it's too much distance, then it could seem ridiculous. Is that a better distance? I think 2 might be the distance we go with. Of course, it's 2 and then... Would that still work? Give me a second. Let me take it here. I mean, it would create. Let's just see what. Do this for that 6, right? Then, oh, of course we have to change the tile maps to level 2 and then level 3. I forgot this. 4. Okay. And then we need to It's not showing up. What's going on there? Tile set manager. That's what we're looking for. All right, that's gonna help us out. All right, 1 second. Let me try to fix the lighting here. 3, 4. All right. I think I fixed the sound. Can you guys hear me now? I don't know what just happened. Anyways, if you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up or a smiley face or something. That was odd. All right, well, pretty sure you guys can hear me. So I'm just gonna do this. All right, that should be everything. So in case you guys couldn't hear pretty much what I was talking about, we're working on the layer system, so just jumping between layers, and it's actually, I kind of like that. It is massively large though. You can hear? All right, thank you. Yeah, it makes the foreground so much larger though. And that's not usually an issue, but the issue here is that the pixel, like 1 pixel of the foreground, is now multiple pixels on the character. So it kind of makes him look like super small. And I can't really fix that because that's just like the way that the perspective works, right? The camera's closer, so it makes it look bigger. I don't know. I mean, we can always move it back to 5 units instead of 2 units away. Like if we do that really quick, then we don't have that issue, right? We don't have the camera still able to see the foreground, pretty much the last layer. But that we don't need. Actually, we do need this one right here. It was 5, and then this one was 5. We're just gonna move it back real quick and compare. It's just when it's that far away, it seems. You know what? Let's do something even better. Instead of 5, why do 5? Why not try 3? Let's see how close we can get without seeing the foreground. Now we just need to change everything to multiples of 3. Where is... I think I passed it. There it is, Z layer. Okay. Okay, and all I need to do is make sure that it stays 3. I thought there was one more. So 3. Okay. That should be everything. Change that back to 3. Okay. So this is what it looks like with 3. No, we can still see. Yeah, that's still interesting. Okay, so I guess we just push it to 4, see what happens. I mean, 5 is fine. It's just it felt like a pretty large distance I mean, I guess we can make it work. It doesn't have to be super short. All right, can we see the foreground? No, we pass it just barely. But here is the issue, which was I kind of was talking about this earlier, is that let's say, for example, I want to create this rock here, this center piece is floating right now. But let's say that I want to ground it in reality, and the background is like a large rock that goes all the way to the bottom. So now it looks more like this was a little tunnel that was carved into like a pillar, right? But then when I move this way, all of a sudden you realize there's just like two floating islands. You know what I mean? Like it will detach itself, so then it doesn't look like it's connected at all because it's so far away. You know what? I have a solution. Transparency. I was talking about it a little bit earlier about the shader that I had seen, and I was thinking of implementing. It was like a dissolving transparency shader. So if we keep it at 2 units apart, but we have it, the front layer kind of dissolve, and that would be fine. Because then we don't have that weird pixel inconsistency, the pixel sizes that don't look right, you know? I think that could be pretty good. Also, if you're very observant, you'll notice that it just slightly moves up, like the layer that we jumped to moves up just a little bit. And I'm thinking, instead of being so like in your face, like right away, a jump cut almost, why not, as the camera is moving in, the layer you jump and the camera will just move slower. And then with that, the layer going up will move with the camera, so it all looks like one fluid motion. Those are good ideas. I think so. I should write them down. Definitely have to look into that transparency shader idea, because that would actually fix a lot of things. So let's just go ahead with the idea of having just 2 units distance and then move from there. So pretty much have to just reset everything back again. I'm happy that the layers are working. Actually, before we do anything crazy, one thing that I meant to test, I didn't test, was the ledge hang again. So in the past, okay, yeah, so this side works, and in the past I was doing a different type of ledge hang. Now we have ray casts. Before it was based off of what you're colliding with, and it was creating a bunch of issues with the different layers. The last thing I need to test before we go any further is collisions. So right now they're identically, the 2 layers are identical, right? But I don't want identical layers. That's not how it's going to work. So we need to just go into the tile set, or the tile palette, and we're just going to add a few things to make it more realistic. Am I on the right one? Which one is the walls? I guess that's 3. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now in theory, when I go under the little floating island thing, I should be able to go in without any issues. I should be able to just walk without any issues whatsoever. What was all that about, though? Why is it doing that? So I can walk underneath, but for some reason, it's acting like I'm still sliding. Why is it doing that? And it's at a very specific spot, right? It has to be exactly in line with that. So I think what's going on right now is that we are perceiving the raycast is hitting. Actually, if we go into 2D, this actually illustrates it pretty well. If we go in over here, we see that it seems like we're hitting the wall, like the raycast is hitting the wall, but we're not supposed to be, because this is on another layer. So let me check the raycast. What is it judging on? It should be in collision manager, wall control. Okay, the raycast is trying to hit whatever is wall. Okay, what is wall is a layer mask, so it's going to check for the layer. All we have to do, actually, because these are both layers. Okay, so what we have to do is when we're on the current layer, on the first layer, and we want to jump forward, we want to jump to the next layer. The next layer, while we're still on our first layer, those layers, okay, that gets a little confusing. That's pretty confusing to explain. But the layer mask, the Unity layers versus the layers that I've created. Pretty much I'm just going to do it and see how it works. I'm not too sure how to explain it exactly, but these are the for loops that kind of run through all the tiles. And so we have to pretty much tell them here that wall is not currently a layer. So I think all I have to do is, if the tag has wall, right, then I just need to change let me make sure I save. I've already crashed once, I don't want to crash again. So over here on 3 we have wall. Okay, we need to make sure that we keep these up to date. That's layer 1, not layer 0. Actually, we need to do that for all of these. There we go. Okay, so this is the third one. So this is pretty much a tile map on the second layer that does all of the walls. For this, it has the wall multi-tag and also the tag collider. So this would actually be in the collider tag. That's kind of how we, and by we I mean me, how I sort the different types of tile maps that we have. Some will be for just triggers, things that you can walk into, and then there'll be other ones that are the colliders, which are things you can't walk through, and walls are colliders. That should have fixed everything, I think. Okay, all I need to do is make sure that I have just a regular old default layer. I guess I'll just put it to default, which is 0. When we're currently on a different layer, and then when we're on our layer, on the layer where we need the wall, Oh, you know what? I messed up. I done messed up. We need to make sure that we're in the right one. Okay, this should be... Okay. Collider 0. Okay, we're in the right place. This is colliders 1. Oh. Oh no, that's why. That's why. Okay. No, this makes sense. This makes sense. Sometimes it gets a little confusing, but I think everything makes sense. Currently that and that. So all that is correct. Now we have to go over here to this place. All right. We need to just actually find out what the wall layer is, like the number 23. All right, so we just have to type in 23 here, and that should do it. That should do it. I hope. All right, to me that looks like it's not sliding, which is what we were looking for. So pretty much we fixed it. So right now, if we check the wall layer, the second layer, but the wall tile map, it says it's layer default, right? So now the real question is, if we move over here, will we still be able to slide? Yes, we will. Actually, mid slide, perfect. So mid slide will just fall. So if we were to try to, that's good. I like that. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I was worried that the layers were going to give me some trouble, but I think it all makes sense. Now the real thing actually is resetting everything, because we said we were going to keep it on 2, like the unit of 2 as a distance. So let me fix all of that. Yeah, this is already 2, like that. Hero movement, I have to go back to multiples of 2. If you're enjoying the content so far, please be sure to leave a like or subscribe, because that really helps me out a lot, especially if you want to see more Ranger. I'm currently doing a 31 days of game dev where I'm just doing animation and art every day for all of March. I did 31 days in January where I did just game mechanics, and I did a lot of the stuff that we're actually trying to fix up and clean up right now. So if you're interested in viewing those, then it's definitely on YouTube or also on my TikTok. So if you want to find those, they're on my About page, I believe. They should have the TikToks also. There we go. I just realized I was zoomed in. All right, let's finish what we started. The layer. Which one again was it? It was, I thought it was Tileset Manager. Yes, it is. Okay. So these have to be multiples of 2 again. And the one down here has to be 2. And that should do everything. All right, last thing is the forward ground check. Has to be 2. Okay, save that, play. Also, something I want to do is remove that shaking. Like, find a way where if I'm against the wall, you can't keep moving, you know? Because, like, that vibration is weird. Anyways, it's just something for the future. I think that will kind of be it for today. I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. We were able to fix, reintroduce the layer jump, kind of fix some of the issues that we had with it. So if you guys have been enjoying the content, please, again, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And that way you'll be notified for my next live stream, which should be Thursday. I am streaming tomorrow also, but that's going to be Horizon Forbidden West. We're going to be playing that game, trying to glean some game design from that game, see what we can use in our game. So if you're interested in all of that, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.